Hello everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. I'm excited to have you here as we explore the important topic of chemical placards, essential safety communication. In this session, we'll discuss what chemical placards are, why they're crucial for safety, and the key organizations involved, like the NFPA and DOT. We'll also look at how these signs help protect workers and emergency responders by quickly conveying hazards. So, let's get started and dive into the world of chemical safety signage. Let's take a closer look at the warning symbols on this slide. These symbols are part of the NFPA 704 standard, which is designed to quickly communicate the hazards of a chemical to emergency responders. You'll notice that the diamond is divided into 4 color-coded sections. Each section provides specific information about the risks associated with the chemical. Starting with the white section at the top, this indicates special hazards. The number 4 here means the chemical may detonate, which is a very serious risk. A 0 would mean it's stable and unlikely to explode. Moving to the yellow section, this represents instability. A 4 indicates the chemical is extremely flammable, meaning it can ignite very easily. A 0, on the other hand, means it won't burn under normal conditions. Next is the red section, which indicates flammability. A 4 in this area signifies a deadly fire hazard, while a 0 suggests no hazard at all. Finally, the blue section covers health hazards. A 4 here means the chemical is highly toxic and poses a severe risk to personnel. Conversely, a 0 indicates minimal or no health risk. Understanding these 4 categories helps responders quickly assess the danger and take appropriate precautions. Remember, the NFPA 704 Diamond provides a clear, standardized way to communicate these hazards efficiently during emergencies. This standard is crucial for safety and effective response in any chemical-related incident. Let's take a closer look at the hazard scale. It ranges from 0 to 4, with 0 indicating minimal hazard and 4 representing extreme danger. Each level corresponds to a different degree of severity. For example, a rating of 2 means moderate hazard, and you should exercise caution. A rating of 4, on the other hand, signals severe hazard and requires immediate caution and action. This simple numerical system allows us to quickly assess the danger level of a chemical or situation, which is critical in emergency response. The higher the number, the more severe the hazard. This helps responders make rapid decisions without needing to analyze every detail right away. Now, connecting this to the overall theme, the NFPA Diamond uses these numbers within its colored sections to communicate hazards clearly and efficiently. It's a standardized approach that enables emergency teams to understand the primary risks at a glance. This quick assessment can be life-saving during urgent situations, helping us respond effectively and safely. On this slide, I want to highlight some important points about chemical hazards. First, we see that some chemicals are classified as simple asphyxiant gases, like nitrogen or carbon dioxide. These gases are dangerous because they displace oxygen in the air, which can lead to suffocation without any warning. It's crucial to recognize that these gases don't burn or explode. Instead, they simply reduce the oxygen available for breathing. Next, we have the term SA, or simple asphyxiant. This helps us identify chemicals that pose asphyxiation risks due to oxygen displacement. Moving on, the slide indicates an oxidizing agent, marked as OX. Oxidizers are particularly hazardous because they can intensify fires by providing additional oxygen to support combustion. So even if a fire seems under control, an oxidizer can make it worse. Then we see the warning about water reactivity, labeled as W. Some chemicals react violently or dangerously when they come into contact with water. This means that using water to fight a fire involving these substances is often discouraged, as it may cause dangerous reactions or explosions. Finally, the white section of the NFPA Diamond is a special area that communicates risks that don't fit into standard categories like health, flammability, or instability. These symbols tell us about unique chemical properties that require us to handle or respond to them with extra caution and specific procedures. Overall, understanding these symbols helps us recognize and respond to the unique hazards chemicals present, keeping safety front and center in our work. Requirements are part of the U.S. Hazardous Materials Regulations and are also integrated with the United Nations international system. This ensures consistency and safety across borders when dealing with hazardous materials. Now, let's talk about regulatory compliance. It's crucial because it helps us handle and transport dangerous goods safely and legally. Moving on to placards, they include a 4-digit UN number. This number is very important because it uniquely identifies the specific chemical being transported. Whether it's a corrosive or flammable substance, the UN number helps first responders quickly recognize what they're dealing with in case of an emergency. Next, the Department of Transportation categorizes hazardous materials into 9 classes. These include explosives, gases, flammable liquids, and corrosive materials, among others. This classification helps us understand the nature of the hazard and how to handle it appropriately. Finally, dot placards are used on transport vehicles like trucks and railcars during shipments. Their primary purpose is to quickly identify the hazard class of the material. This is vital because first responders can immediately recognize the type of hazard involved, which guides their response efforts. These placards help ensure safe handling during transit and are especially critical in case of accidents, protecting both the public and emergency personnel. All these elements come together to support safe transportation and compliance with regulations, which is a key part of the overall safety strategy we're discussing today. Now, let's take a look at the miscellaneous category, which is Class 9. This includes a variety of hazardous materials that don't fit neatly into the other classes, but still require proper handling and labeling. Moving on, we have Class 8, which covers corrosives. These are substances that can cause severe damage to skin, eyes, or other materials upon contact, so they demand careful storage and handling. Next up is Class 7, radioactive materials. These are substances that emit radiation and can be harmful if not managed correctly. Proper shielding and safety protocols are essential when dealing with radioactive materials. Then, we come to Class 6, toxic materials. These are substances that can be poisonous or harmful if ingested, inhaled, or absorbed through the skin. Following that is Class 5, oxidizers. These materials can contribute to combustion by providing oxygen, even without an external air source, so they can intensify fires if not stored properly. Next are Class 4, flammable solids, which can ignite easily and must be handled with caution. Then we have Class 4 again, but this time, flammable liquids. These are liquids that can catch fire quickly, so proper containment and ventilation are critical. Moving on to Class 3, gases. These can be compressed, liquefied, or dissolved gases that pose explosion or toxicity risks if not managed carefully. And finally, Class 2 includes explosives, materials that are designed to explode or undergo a sudden, violent release of energy. All of these classes make up the 9 dot hazard classes, which help us understand the different types of dangerous materials and ensure we handle each appropriately to keep everyone safe. This standardization is absolutely critical for ensuring smooth international commerce and effective emergency response coordination. When we talk about chemicals like chlorine gas, for example, the UN 1017 code allows emergency responders around the world to instantly recognize what they're dealing with. It doesn't matter what language they speak or how the labels are written locally. Everyone understands that code. UN numbers are 4-digit codes that the United Nations assigns to identify specific hazardous materials during international transport. Think of these numbers as a universal language for chemical identification that crosses borders and language barriers. So when we ask, what are UN numbers? We're really talking about these unique identifiers, these 4-digit codes, that help keep everyone safe and informed, no matter where they are in the world. They're essential for making sure that hazardous materials are recognized and handled properly everywhere, supporting safer global trade and emergency response efforts. Now, let's talk about applying handling procedures that are specific to the hazard classes we've identified. It's essential to follow safety protocols at all times to ensure everyone's safety. One of the key tools we have is hazard ratings, which help us determine the level of protective equipment we need to use. Selecting the appropriate PPE is a crucial step. You want to make sure you're wearing the right gear for the specific chemical you're handling. To do that effectively, always check the placard against the shipping documents. This helps confirm that you're dealing with the correct substance. Verifying the chemical identity is vital. Remember, workers handling chemical transfers must rely on placard information to confirm the substance they are receiving. This step is critical because it ensures you're selecting the right PPE, which directly impacts your safety. Proper placard reading is a fundamental safety skill that protects you from exposure to hazardous materials. In summary, always cross-check the placard with shipping documents, verify the chemical identity, and choose the correct PPE based on hazard ratings. This process is a key part of maintaining a safe work environment and preventing accidents. Placards play a crucial role in guiding teams to the correct suppression methods during an emergency. They help identify substances that may explode upon contact with water, which is vital information to prevent dangerous mistakes. By clearly indicating hazards, placards ensure that responders can quickly determine the safest and most effective response. When first responders arrive on the scene, they need to identify the primary dangers within seconds. This rapid recognition allows for quick decision-making regarding evacuation zones and response tactics. The faster they understand the risks, the more effectively they can protect themselves and others. Placards also enable emergency teams to immediately grasp the main hazards of a spill or fire. This instant understanding directs them to use the appropriate response procedures right away. Such rapid hazard assessment can be the key difference between containing a situation and facing a catastrophic incident. In essence, emergency response is all about having critical information at a glance. Proper use of placards ensures that vital safety details are accessible immediately, supporting a swift, effective, and safe response to hazardous situations. Understanding and properly implementing chemical placarding standards is crucial for the safety of workers, emergency responders, and the communities around us. These visual communication tools provide essential information that helps ensure safe handling, transportation, and emergency response for hazardous materials. It's important to remember that federal regulations mandate the correct placarding for all hazardous materials, and compliance is not optional. It's required to protect everyone involved. The DOT classification system covers all types of dangerous materials, categorizing them into hazard classes, of which there are 9. When we look at how these systems work together, NFPA and DOT placards collaborate to offer a comprehensive safety net, safeguarding both workers and the wider community. Proper placarding isn't just about following rules, it's about saving lives. By adhering to these standards, we reduce the risk of accidents and ensure that everyone knows how to respond appropriately in an emergency. So, in the bigger picture, understanding and implementing these standards is a vital part of our safety culture and helps us protect our people and our environment.